just start this video's little intro before I get to the actual video by just letting you know that, or by just sharing that being a man is shown right here through Dan motherfucking Campbell. What it takes to lead men, to understand men, to understand where a man's emotions come from, to what drives us, what makes our purpose in life solid. Besides, raising our family, the normal stuff. This is what men do in competition, as far as military, running a business, any of that. And when Sheila Ford hired Dan Campbell, the way he was perceived by the NFL is kind of typical, right? But we're going to go over exactly how Dan Campbell predicted his own future and said, screw what you think you know. Let me get you back to the grassroots of what football is and why we play this game and why it means so much and why a 52-man roster can actually work like the most well-oiled machine you've ever seen. I just want to thank him and the team for giving us fans exactly what we've been waiting for and looking for forever since I've been born and before, long before. It's finally come to fruition. I'm so happy for anyone that's left alive in this world to see it. You feel special at this point as a Lions fan to be able to witness this, because it is special. The record-breaking. We're just dumping on anything anyone's ever done. Not that it wasn't important or special or history and viable and part of our lore here at the Lions, but right now we're showing you a whole new set of numbers you're going to have to start looking at. And it all started with this man right here. So let's get into it. My coach, my favoriteest coach ever, the man of the year, the man of the century, the father figure for all of us, Mr. Dan Campbell.
Today, I want to conclude our search process with the introduction of Dan Campbell as the new head coach of the Detroit Lions. Dan will be the first to tell you that winning is the only mission.
All right. What's up?
But the way in which he plans to go about that is perhaps the most important. His football philosophy, founded on the principles of competition.
Meek Robertson is a guy over the last couple of years. He's played both outside and inside.
Yep.
Kind of rare, especially for a guy his size. Is that one of the things that really attracted you guys to him, was just the ability to pretty much play anywhere in the secondary, play at a pretty high level?
I would say that was part of it. The first thing was his competitiveness. You just said, I don't care if he's inside or outside, the guy competes. I mean, he is a feisty, competitive, challenging corner.
Identity, toughness.
Here at 3 o'clock, back at Ford Field, because you earned it. Dude, how electric was it out there? I'm telling you what, it doesn't get any better. It's everything you dream of and then more. All right, that's outstanding work. Listen, when you come in 3 years ago, like me and this guy did, and you had a vision and you start working together and you've got an idea how you want to build it and the type of players you're looking for and how you want to go top to bottom, offense, defense, special teams, and you're in f***ing lockstep. You're in f***ing lockstep. I'm telling you guys, it's a shitty business. It ain't always perfect, but we do a pretty good job, baby. Right? But without this f***ing guy right here, man, Brad Holmes. Great job. I absolutely love every single person in this room, man. We were intentional on being about grit, all right, and earning it. I love everybody in here, man. We went through darkness and it shaped us, all right? It shaped us for this moment. I love y'all, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Especially this time.
And operating with one heartbeat is something I look forward to seeing come to light in Dan's time as our head coach.
But I want to share a few of the specific criteria that we identified and what we were looking for in our next head coach. A leader of men.
How is it? How bad is that? How crazy is this? All these guys I played with, Dan Campbell.
That's my guy. I play with him at Texas
Right.
A&M. One of my favorites.
Both you guys are Dan Campbell team.
Oh, yeah.
Dan Campbell was the man.
The man.
He used to tell me stories about Texas A&M.
Yeah. We'll save those for off the air.
But Dan Campbell's the head coach. I'm like, damn, what did we do wrong?
Nah, you don't want that.
Hey, you're with me. What's wrong with that?
You know what I'm saying. But no, Dan Campbell, I'm not shocked by his success at all.
Yeah.
He was a leader amongst men, even way back in college, being a second string, not a fast tight end, not the guy. He was never the guy, but was always the guy as far as leadership, his practice habits.
What's his it factor?
His it factor is that some people just have a personality, you either have it or you don't, that galvanizes the team.
You saw it in his first press conference.
There you go.
Biting kneecaps.
But that works.
Yes.
It works. Okay, tell me why.
It works when it's authentic.
There you go.
It's him. You can't fake it. Like sometimes coaches come in and they just want to fake an aura, fake a personality, fake something because they think that's what they're supposed to do. And it just doesn't work. Like Mike McDaniel.
As players, we can read and call bullshit like that.
You guys have the BS detector higher than anybody else.
Imagine going to work every day and a guy saying, you suck, you don't belong here, like you're not good enough, versus, man, you're perfect for what we do. Man, you're awesome. Like, all right, this is what we're gonna do because I know you do this really well. Like this positive reinforcement for quarterbacks matters so much.
Our division starts this week. That's a great win. Break it down.
Real quick. Our f***ing head coach is our f***ing rock now. We're in f***ing Dallas, in his f***ing place where he played game ball.
Bring it in! How about a little kick ass on three? 1, 2, 3. Kick ass!
Because as soon as you start leading with negative reinforcement and sowing doubt into the back of their minds, as soon as they have one bad thing, all that gets reinforced and comes forward. So what Dan Campbell does is say, I fucking love you guys. You guys are the best thing that have ever happened to this organization, that have ever happened to me, and we're gonna go fight, and if you fall down, we're gonna fucking grab around and pick your ass up. Like, he does that. And that's how he is. That's how he played. Right, to Dante's point, like, Shockey was the man when he was in New York, meaning Dan was in New York. But Dan was invaluable to what we were doing because
the way he came to work every day.
We required blocking. I need you to block a D tackle because the guard's pulling because we're running this mixed arrest shit with Tiki. You need to block the D tackle. And Dan Campbell was like, all right, let's go. Bow up, I'm gonna go get that guy who outweighs me by 50 pounds. And he would do it, right? And that's how he coaches. So I am not surprised at all by his success.
Yeah, and also, like, I think people forget he took over a terrible Miami team and was an interim head coach. He learned, and they won when he was there. And then he went to coach for Sean Payton and learned from Sean Payton, who you know very well.
Someone who can command the room and the attention of the entire team. The temperament to handle the grinds of an NFL season. A positive voice for the entire organization and the ability to assemble an excellent staff. Dan checked every box.
And I love the history of a club. I love the history of the league. And I think it's important to know where everything's come from. Yeah, this is how I remember it. Golly, this is great. Thank y'all.
This is so exciting.
Appreciate it, man. I do. I'm gonna make y'all proud. We are.
And what came next was the infamous, notorious, most bestest speech coach has ever given in the history of football, considering. And here it is.
Thank you. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be here beyond belief. What I'm going to have to do is make sure that I contain myself. So I'm excited. This is one of those jobs that I identified. I told my agent, whatever you have to do to get me in front of Sheila and Rod, please do, when this became available. Because I played here, I know the city, I know what it's about, I know the people, and it's a special community, it's a special place. Man, it felt right. It felt like the right fit. You know, it's one of those things you hope for the right fit when you go into the interview, and I felt like it didn't take long to know this is where I belong. Man, I know this. We turn this thing around, this city is going to be rocking. And I mean, you won't find a better city. I know these fans have been kicked, they've been beaten, they've been bruised, and they found a way to get up, and it's our job to give them some hope. Here's what I know. Just as an overall philosophy, you're going to say, well, what's this team going to be? What's it not going to be? I know that Detroit's made up of great people. This community is strong. This place has been kicked, it's been battered, it's been bruised, and I can sit up here and give you coach speak all day long. I can give you, hey, we're going to win this many games. I can't, none of that matters, and you guys don't want to hear it anyway. You've had enough of that, so excuse my language. This city's been down, and it found a way to get up. All right, it's found a way to overcome adversity. We're going to kick you in the teeth, and when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you, and when you knock us down, when you see your players give all that they have, and you lose that way, it's tough. You don't want that for them. So, but we'll be better for it. We made the one mistake that cost us, and so ultimately, we didn't do enough to win. But I was proud of them, and I love the fight they have in them, and I love the grit. We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Here's Hawkinson inside. Here we go. Goff from the gun to the outside. It is caught.
Touchdown. And we're going to stand up, and then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down.
And there it is. The 49ers are going to the Super Bowl.
And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap.
Well, they played well offensively. They were outstanding in a 6-point win as they'll go to 14-2, adding to their franchise record. And Kyle Shanahan, his group came to play too.
And we're going to get up, and then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down.
Oh, Aaron, just for a second, Hutchinson is hurt. Oh, boy. I mean, he's their best defensive player. This has been such a great day for the Lions. Hard to totally tell. Concern for Hutchinson, injury timeout.
And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing.
How many people they were missing, what this defense looked like, and what they were able to do. What Aaron Glenn was able to do with the rest of those people. Just one of the most impressive coaching performances I've seen all year.
All right, that's going to be the mentality. All right, we're going to be competitive every game. I can't sit up here and guarantee wins and losses, but I'll guarantee you this, man, these guys are going to fight, and they're going to scratch and claw, and they're going to be something this city's proud of because they're going to take on the identity of this city. These guys are going to learn to play together, play for one another, and those guys are going to have pride in where they're at, who they play for, how they're going to play. There's been enough hard times here, and you always found a way back up. And this team's going to freaking do the same thing. And every time we get hit, we're going to get back up stronger. That's what I do know. When they come into this city and they walk into Ford Field, man, they're not going to be able to hear. We're going to play fast. We're going to play violent. We're going to attack. You're not going to know where it's coming from. There's an attitude. There's a pride in where you live and where you play. And that's what you want. You want opponents to come in and say, this is going to be tough. I want there to be this demeanor about it. I want to bring something back that means something, man. There's a toughness to it. There's a grit to it. That's what you want. I mean, ultimately, you just want a team that you go out there and you know you're going to compete, and you're trying to be in every game at the end of the game to give yourself the best chance to have an opportunity to win it. All right, thank you. Thank you, guys.
So here we sit in the number 1 seed in the number 1 spot. I know everybody's going to say, Kansas City, they're the champs, they've won it a bunch, and I'll give you that, Kansas City. There's one thing you don't have, and that's our culture here. You can think you have it, but I'm telling you right now, this culture, where it's at right now, to the coach we have, to the GM we found, to the owner, that has finally gotten control over the team she's been wanting control over for so long. We finally reached that destination that Lions fans have been waiting for 100 years, it feels like. Might as well have been. So, for all of us here at Man of the Year, and for every Detroit fan out there, let me just say, go Lions, one pride, and we're shooting for the moon, baby. It's Super Bowl or bust, and we're doing it with the culture established by the coach himself, Dan Campbell. And we'll see you on the next one.